As part of our previous classes, we have discussed about master data elements, and while discussing the master data elements, we completed uh, customer master data and material master data. We discussed about customer master data and material master data. And in the today's class, I'm going to explain you the configuration process or the configuration elements, the configuration items in SAP SD module. The configuration items. There are many configuration items, but we will discuss initially about the basic configuration items which will help to create the sales order, which will also help to create delivery, and also which will help to create billing document. Let me explain. Like if I take an Excel and open the system and like demonstrate, so that it will be easy for you to understand what I mean. Okay. Okay. So let me log into the system as well. So you all will get the system access by tomorrow. So please start practice the items what we discussed probably from Monday onwards. And what you can do while practicing, you can open the recordings. You can open the recordings on one side, and other side you can open the system and practice what we have discussed in the previous classes, and even in today's class and tomorrow's class as well. So let me create a separate screen for SD itself. SAP new. Okay. So now, okay. So now I'm going to the system. Okay, try to observe it. I'm going to create the sales order. I'm going to create the sales order. Okay. So when I try to create the sales order, what are the elements I need to select in the screen? What should I select? What the system is saying that if I try to hit enter, like to get into the next screen, the next page of the sales order, the next screen of the sales order, what it is asking me? Fill all the required.
Asking order type.
Okay. So what is the first field? Order type. The system is asking you to enter the order type. So basically, this order type specifies what kind of order, what kind of sales order you are trying to create, what kind of order you are trying to create. So what are the different types of orders? We have a standard order, which is normal sales order. A standard document type. We have a standard sales order type, which is being used to handle normal sales process, no special process, regular sales process. Whenever you have a regular sales process is in place, then what order type you can select? You can select the sales like standard order type. For example, sometimes you wanted to create a written sales order. You wanted to create a written sales order. That means the customer returned the goods. So in order to accept the return, what you need to do? You have to create a written sales order, and you need to create a written delivery, and you need to do the written billing. That means the way how you create like normal, normal sales order. What is the normal sales order process? Okay, sales order. Okay, and then delivery, that is outbound delivery, and then billing. So and again, when it comes to the written thing, okay, written sales order. So when you go to the Walmart or when you go to any shop to return the product, sometimes it is not good, it is not working as expected. Then what happens? They create a written sales order, and then they create a written delivery because they need to take the product, do the delivery in their system, right? You may not see that, but basically that is what is going to happen in the background. Written delivery, and finally written billing document. And again, for example, okay, sample sales order, right? We create sometimes sample sales order, okay, and then the delivery. So for the samples, you may create a billing, you may not create a billing, or you may not use the pricing. There are different situations what we handle. And again, sometimes when you create a billing document to the customer, when you create, let us say in the normal sales process, you create order, you create a delivery, you create a billing, and during the billing, you found that you charge more money to the customer. You have charged more money instead of $10. Instead of $10, you charged $20. Okay, then what is going to happen? What you need to do? You need to issue the credit to the customer, right? When you go to the shop saying that, okay, you like instead of $10, you charge me $20. What they do? They issue the credit memo. That means they issue the credit to you, like, some amount will be credited to your credit card, okay, maybe after 3 days, after 4 days. So to handle this kind of situation, what SAP has given, okay, whenever you charge more to the customer. In order to handle that in the system, okay, what you need to do, you have to create a credit memo request, a credit memo request, a credit memo request, that is like sales order kind of thing. A credit memo request which you create to issue the credit to the customer is a like sales kind of thing, sales order kind of thing. And then do you do any delivery? Like if you want to issue the credit to the customer, do you perform any delivery? No. No, right? We do not need any delivery. Because in the returns, what happens, since you are creating a sales order to return the goods from the customer, to take the goods from the customer, you need to create the return delivery. But here in the credit memo request, it is just okay, it is just to issue the credit amount to the customer. For that, what you do, you create a credit memo request with reference to this billing. So you need to specify, you need to tell, because whenever you are creating any credit memo request, you need to specify what is the reference. You need to tell, okay, this is the billing document which was wrongly created, which was overcharged to the customer. Hence, I am creating the credit memo request. And no delivery is required because we are not taking the products. We are not taking back the products. We are only just issuing the customer. Then what will be there? There will be direct billing document. What is the billing document called? That billing document is called credit memo. That billing document is called credit memo. So this credit memo, once you create this credit memo in the system, okay, that $10 will be credited to your customer. In the similar way, so you are supposed to charge $50 to customer. You are supposed to charge $50, but by mistake, you charged only $30. You charged only $30. Then who has to pay? The customer has to pay. The customer has to pay $20 to the company. So that time, what SAP has given? SAP has given an option to first to create like sales order kind of thing, debit memo request. You need to create because before you do the actual credit memo or debit memo, that means instead of creating direct billing, SAP system is designed to create some request. Okay, because if you directly create it, nobody knows that. If you directly create it, nobody knows that why it was created. So that is why you need to create a request in first place. You need to create a request in first place, and then with reference to the request, you can give the money to the customer. So if you create without request, it doesn't make any sense. So that is the reason SAP has provided whenever you overcharge the customer, you have to create a request, that is a credit memo request, which is a sales order kind of thing, sales order kind of thing, and then no delivery is required because you are not taking the products, and create the credit memo billing document. Credit memo is a billing document because from there you issue the credit to the customer. And at the same time, when you charge, when you do the less charge, when you charge the less amount to the customer, you need to issue the debit memo. For that, you need to create a debit memo request. So like this, there are different type of orders. There are different type of sales orders. Okay, there are different SOs, sales orders, outbound deliveries, outbound delivery, and different types of billing document. So here what happens? Okay, here if you go back here, so since there are different type of orders, different type of deliveries, different kind of billings, so what SAP developed or designed, whenever you create a sales order, you need to tell the system what kind of order it is. So how you can tell? By specifying the order type. By specifying the order type, you can tell the system what kind of order it is. What kind of order it is. Okay. So the standard order type is OR. The standard order type is OR. Okay. So for your information, in SAP, what happened? What they did? They provided some standard document types. They provided some standard document types. That means the standard orders are developed by SAP. The standard orders types, the standard order types, the standard sales document types developed by SAP by taking into consideration of all the businesses, Okay. So for example, as I mentioned, for standard orders, SAP has given OR. Okay. If it is telesales, telephone sales, SAP has given like order type TSA. Okay. If uh, sometimes what happens, the customer wanted to pay immediately. The customer wanted to pay immediately the payment. The customer wanted immediate delivery. The customer want immediate delivery and they wanted to pay immediate payment. Then what happens? We have two different document types. That is a rush order, okay, or the cash order, that is cash sales, okay. And you can see that create memo request. So whenever you wanted to issue the credit to the customer, okay, SAP has given the credit memo request, okay, and the debit memo request, okay, and the returns. Like this, SAP has given some standard sales document types. SAP has given some standard sales document types, okay. But what happens when you start using the system? When you start using the system, SAP recommends do not use or do not make SAP recommends do not make any changes to the order types. That means, what does it mean? You will understand in few minutes. Okay. Let me select this OR, the standard order. Okay. And then you know that like you already understood what is sales organization, what is distribution channel, what is division. So did you all get a chance to go through the organizational structure? Did you all get a chance to go through the organizational structure videos? I'm not getting the answer. So is anyone talking? Do I need to unmute or I don't know? Like, let me check it.
Yes, Venkat. I mean, can you hear me, Venkat? This is Vivek.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. So now what I did, I selected the order type. I have selected the order type and I have selected the organizational data. I have selected the order type and I have selected the, like, what is that organizational data. When I get into the screen, if you can see now, what is this requested delivery date? Did I enter this requested delivery date?
No.
No, right? I did not enter. I did not enter the requested delivery date. Did I enter the pricing date?
No.
No, right? So how the system is determining? How the system is determining like requested delivery date or the pricing date? Somewhere something is controlling, right? Somewhere something is controlling. So let me enter the sale customer. Okay. Let me enter the customer. So enter the PO number. Just reference. PO number is just reference. So enter the material and enter the quantity. Okay. So did I enter this item category? This is item category. I will tell you. I will discuss. We will discuss later. So I did not enter, right? I did not enter. Okay. So that means if you observe it, some of the details determined during the sales order creation, automatically something is controlling in the background. So that something is nothing but the order type which you selected, that something, or some control parameters available in the order type, the sales document type, which you selected in the previous screen. So that means we need to know what is the sales document type, what is the sales document type, what are the sales document type control parameters. So that means if I go back, so what you need to understand, so the each and every sales document type, what you selected here, okay, will have its own control parameters. So some document types, some sales document types, some sales document type can have the delivery block. Some sales document type, it can have the billing block. Some can have the delivery block. Some can have the billing block. For example, let me show you something. So if I select, now I select OR. If I select, so if I try to select the order type GA2, that is a credit memo request. So whenever you try to use any document type very first time system takes some time. So if I use the same document type, and next time this will not take that much time. That means whatever the configuration, or whatever the configuration, or whatever the development what we made and using the first time, that time system takes like some time. Okay, 1 minute. This is a problem now. Okay, let me select the other customer. So I need to get the data, or let me do in a different way. So now you selected the different. Now you selected different document type, and then trying to create different order. Okay. If I go to the sales tab, so you see now did I enter the billing date? Did I enter the billing date? No, right? I did not enter the pricing date. I did not enter the billing date. So previously the billing date is determined. 1 minute. Sorry. So now, so I did not enter the billing date. So that means when I change the document type, to create the order, the system is determining different values. One time it determined the delivery date. Okay. You see, do you see the delivery date now? Do you see the delivery date now? When I select the, when I specify the, try to understand, that is a very important point. That is very important point. So when I choose the document type credit memo request, do you see anywhere the delivery date? Please. So I mean, when I selected the order type, what you see? You see the requested delivery date and you see the pricing date, right? That's what you see. But whereas when I selected the document type create memo request, that is GA2, do you see the delivery date? Why you are not? I'm not.
No.
No, right? You are not
Yeah.
able to see. So that means, what does it mean? The document type which you are selecting in the previous screen, that is controlling something, right? That means it might be having some control parameters in its configuration. Am I correct?
Yes, it should.
Okay, so that is what you need to understand. That is what you need to catch the logic, and that is what we are going to discuss in today's class. Okay, so that means each and every document, whatever you select, each and every document type, whatever you select, having its own behavior, and also it has its own control parameters. So now we need to understand what parameters are available in the document type, what parameters are available in the sales document type. That means how to define the control parameters, for the sales document type configuration, how to define the control parameters, for the delivery document in the similar way. What is the delivery T code? VL01N. Right? You remember, to create the outbound delivery, the transaction code is VL01. Okay. So when you specify the VL01, okay, you need to select some shipping point. Okay, let us say this is the shipping point. And what you need to select? You can select the order and also you can select the delivery type. So that means, what does it mean? Basically, okay, like sales document type, the delivery from the delivery perspective also, there are different delivery types. So we also need to understand what are the control parameters available, while creating the delivery document. What are the control parameters available while creating the delivery document? So that is also we need to understand. That means we need to understand the delivery type configuration also. And in a similar way, when you try to create the billing document, what is the billing T code? VF01. When you try to create the billing document what happens? What you need to select here? Billing type. So that means we need to understand the control parameters available or the configuration settings. We can say configuration settings of sales document type, configuration settings of the delivery document, configuration settings of the billing document. Okay, we need to understand these configuration settings, because whatever the settings you defined in the configuration of the document type for the sales, configuration of the delivery document type, configuration of the billing document type, according to those configurations, according to those settings, or according to those elements, system behavior will change. The order creation process behavior will change, the delivery creation process behavior will change, and the billing document creation process behavior will change. So that is what we need to understand in the today's class. So okay, so if I go here,
But Venkat, SAP would have defined the default configurations, right?
yes,
Like if you select
SAP already defined the default configurations for, let me write here, sales document type. So for each and every sales document type, they have given, for standard order, they have defined one set of configuration settings. For a returns or sales order, they define other set of configuration settings. For a create move request, they define other set of configuration settings. Okay, but definitely all, if I choose the standard order type, do you think it exactly suits my client? Do you think it exactly suits my requirement? So that means there is a order type OR. There is a order type OR for the standard order. So if I start using it, do you think it exactly suits my sales process? Though it is developed by SAP by taking into consideration of many factors, but still my client may be having its own requirement, right? Hello?
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So that is if it is exactly suits, well and good. If it is exactly suits, what you can do, you can simply, but anyway, if it is exactly suit or not suited, you SAP recommends don't use the standard one. You need to change it to the ZOR, that is ZOR, or you can say YOR. That means, okay, SAP recommends never use the standard as it is, because if you make the changes to the standard, you lose the difference. If you start using the standard, maybe after some time you are forced to make some changes, and if you change the standard reference, if you make any changes to this OR type, OR sales document type, in the future you lose the difference, right? What were the standard settings, what were the standard control settings given by SAP for the OR document type? You lose the difference. So that is the reason what SAP recommends, anytime you copy this OR to, by saying that, like basically when you copy anything, SAP recommends use the terminology Z or Y. Okay, any client specific configurations which you are doing in the system, or any client specific developments you are doing in the system, you need to use the naming convention. You need to use the naming convention starting with Z, that is Z, or Y. Okay, so that is SAP recommendation. And then you can make any changes. You can copy this to the ZOR, or you can copy this to the YOR, and you can make any changes. If you copy and changes, this is not going to be affected. If you copy and make the changes to like ZOR, you can say, okay, ZOR, or whatever it is. If you copy this and you start making changes to those changes will not going to be affected this standard. Only this will be affected. So that is SAP recommendation. SAP recommendation while configuring the sales document types in the system. So now I'm getting okay. This is, we need to understand the configuration of the sales document type, and also we need to understand configuration of the delivery document type, and then configuration of the billing document type. Okay, for that let me go. Okay, so to do the configure sales document type, okay, I will explain you the menu transaction path, I don't know, the menu path. Okay, all the configurations will be done. All the configurations will be done in the SPRO. we call SPRO. SPRO. Okay. So here I need to explain something. So now you are in the screen, right? Now you are in this. Okay. Let me say something. So now you are in create sales order screen. Am I correct? Now which screen you are in? Please. Now you are in create sales order.
Creation of a sales order.
And this is whatever I am going to explain you now. This is not related to the configuration of the sales document type. This is generic SAP concept. So now, if I wanted to keep this screen open, this page open, and I wanted to go to the next screen. I wanted to open the next screen. Try to understand. I don't want to close it. I wanted to keep it open. And from here, I need to open the one screen by keeping it open. Okay. For that, what you can do? Can you see now? What is it? Create.
Please create new session.
Okay. If I click it, what is going to happen?
A new window will pop up.
A new window or the new screen is popped up. Okay. Now I have the old screen, and I also have the new screen. And in this, that is one concept what you need to know. And again, I am in the screen, and without killing the screen, without ending the screen, I wanted to directly go to. Instead of going to the new screen and enter something from here itself, I wanted to go to the customer creation screen, or I wanted to go to the customer display screen. For that, what you can do? What is the T code for the customer display? VD03.
0.
So whenever you wanted to get into the other screen directly, whenever you want to get into the other screen, like any screen directly using the T code without ending the screen, you can use /O and T code. For example, VD01 /O and VD01. So you can use /O and VD01. Then what happens? It goes to it will not kill the screen, it will not close the screen, but it will directly go to the next screen. See what happens? It takes me to the customer's creation screen, but it did not close the previous screen. So
Venkat, now you have multiple windows. How to toggle between the windows? Like, do you do a control tab or something like that?
Alt tab.
Alt tab. Okay.
Like the normal way, right? Whatever the way you display, like in your all the screens, like different emails, different things. Alt tab.
Okay.
Go wherever you want. Okay. Now, so from this screen, now my requirement is I don't want this screen, and I wanted to kill this. And from here itself, I wanted to go to like material master. Then if you use /n, and what is the material master T code? MM03. Display material master is MM03. So see what is going to happen. Now, if you see it now, only the sales order creation open, and the normal screen. Do you see the previous customer screen anywhere? No, right? Because I use the /n and the T code. That means kill the screen, end the screen, and create the required screen. And if I use the /O, keep the screen open and create a new screen of what the T code I used. So like this, you need to understand /n. For example, now I am here. If I use /n, the screen goes away. The screen goes away. Okay. if I wanted to exit from the system, /NEX. See, now you see the SAP screen anywhere? /NEX. What happens when you use the /NEX?
You exit from the SAP page, SAP logon.
That means the system will sign off. The system will sign out the SAP screen. What happens? What is selected here? Okay, let me write here. Okay, /NEX is completed to sign out the system. If you use anytime, be careful. If you use anytime /NEX, the system will sign out SAP and it will close. Close your sessions, all sessions, and come out. Okay, and then /O and the T code means you wanted to keep the active screen and open the new screen with the transaction what you wanted to open. Okay, /N means you wanted to kill that particular screen. You wanted to kill that particular screen wherever you are in. Okay, you need to remember this. Okay, now let us talk about the document types. Let me close this. I don't need this is the other system. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, to make any configurations, to define any configurations, where do you need to go? You have to go to SPRO, and then here you need to get into SAP reference IMG. The T code to make any configurations in SAP is SPRO, and from there reference IMG, SAP reference IMG. Okay, so here, okay, you can open. So now what configurations you want to do, which module you want to do for which module you wanted to do the configuration?
Sales document types.
That means which area, which module of SAP?
Sales and distribution.
Sales and distribution. There are all, like, you can see sales and distribution configurations, you can see material management, you can see logistics execution, you can see quality management, you can see plant maintenance. There are multiple things. Now let us go to sales and distribution, because we wanted to do, we are responsible for doing the sales related configurations. Okay, under the sales and distribution, so what configuration we are trying to do? We are trying to do the sales document type. So the sales document type configuration is available under the sales. The sales document type configuration is available under the sales. So you need to get into the sales. Okay, and then sales documents, and then sales documents. So this is a little confusing now, but we'll, like, now the sales document type configuration is available under the sales document header. What is the item? I will tell later. Like, maybe after completing this, we'll talk about it. Okay, sales document header. If I go here, you can see what is it? Define sales document types. Configure the sales document type or define the sales document type. So if you click on it, These are all the different document types available in the system. All these are some of the standard ones and some of the created by the our team members. So all of the team members who are practicing the system, who are doing the practice on the system, okay, they created all these things like ZZSC, ZZQT, ZZOR, like this. Whatever the name you want to put, you can create your own name by copying the existing. These are all the document types. Okay. Now let us try to understand the configuration of the standard order. So what is the standard order type?
OR.
OR is the standard order type. So actually, this SAP product was developed by this SAP product. This SAP ERP software was developed by German people. Okay. From German perspective, German language perspective, for them it is very easy to remember, because they have their own naming convention in the German language. They can easily understand OR is a standard order. Okay, the CS is a cache shell. Like this, not only here, not only at the sales document type, wherever you go in SAP, most of the like tables means the place where you store the data. Like you create all the sales orders, you need to store in one table, right, in the system. And you create billing documents, you need to store in one table, right? So like this, wherever you store the data, okay, those having some different tables, wherever you store all the transactions, all the master data, you store in particular tables. Even the name of the tables also, even the names of the tables also, it is very easy to remember for the German people, because it's their product and they started giving their names directly those days. Okay, but for us it is a different name or the new name, but which we have to remember. But what I am going to do, I'm going to give like some kind of tricks to remember the tables easily, or to remember the transaction codes easily, the way I already explained in the previous sessions. Okay, so now let us get into the order. So if I open this order configuration, okay, you see how many control settings. There are many control settings, right? There are many control settings. There are many control settings available here in the configuration of the document type. But we don't need to discuss all. But whatever is important, those configurations we will discuss in the today's session. Go back. Okay. Now I wanted to create a standard order for my client. Now I wanted to create a standard order for my client. So what is the basic rule I explained? It is not the right way. It is not advised to use this document type as it is to your client, and it is not recommended to make any changes to this order. So that is why what SAP is doing. SAP is doing copy this one. That means copy as. So now you can change this to ZVOR. Okay, ZV sales order. So now what is going to happen? If I click enter, okay, the system is going to copy the data of all the whatever the settings made for the OR, whatever the dependent settings made for OR in the system, all are copied. So now the ZVOR is created. Now what I can do, I can make any changes to my order, because I copied it. Whatever the changes and whatever the control settings settings, whatever the control settings which I make to this order, those control settings, those changes only applicable to this sales document type, not the standard one. Okay, for example, if I change the name, the OR will not change, only okay. So this is only changes to this, and then let us start. So what are the configuration control settings? So you specified the document type ZVOR. You specified the document type ZVOR. And the next one is sales document category. The next one is sales document category. What is it? If I open it, okay, you need to tell the system, whether it is an order, whether it is an order, whether it is a quotation, whether it is an inquiry, whether it is a contract, whether it is a returns, whether it is a scheduling agreement, whether it is a debit memo request, whether it is a credit memo request. We need to tell the system. I mean to say that by just looking at the name, nobody knows, because the name, whatever the name you want to give, you can give. You can give, like, you can change it to GVRV, you can change it to ZVXY, you can change it to ABCD, whatever it is. But we cannot know by just looking at the document type name, document type description, what kind of document type it is. But what it controls? This controls whatever the document category which you are assigning, that controls, that tells what kind of document it is exactly. Understood? So that means you need to assign the document category. So what is the document category? Since it is an order, we need to select the document category. See, since it is order, we need to select the document category. Okay, and then the sales document block, and then the sales document. So first one is sales document category, and then sales document block. So for example, at any point of time, you wanted to block the sales order first. While creating the order, you wanted to block it. First time. And then, if someone comes to the picture, and they can remove the block. The reason is, for example, you are creating the returns. You are creating the returns in the system. You are creating the return sales order in the system. If you are creating the returns, do you allow everyone to create the return? Do you allow everyone to create the return in the system? Is that a good idea?
No.
That means, is it good idea to give the authorization to everyone in the company to create the returns? There should be some control, right? Especially for the returns, especially from the credit memos or the debit memos. For example, if you observe it, any shop, especially in US, when you go to, like, any Walmart. So some cases, the sales, what is called, like, the executive, the team member, who is working on your order, he will call somebody else, because in order to perform some kind of transactions, the basic team member is not allowed, because the system will apply some kind of blocks. The system will apply some kind of blocks to do the returns, or to do the credit memos, or to do the debit memos. So for some kind of special transactions, the system put a block to the basic level, and then some authorized person has to come to the picture, and he can remove the block. So if in case For the standard order, do you think is it good to put a block? For the standard order, do you think is it good to put a block? No, right? For the regular order, anyone can create. Like it's okay to create. We don't need to put a block. But if it is a return, you can put a sales document block. If it is a credit memo request or debit memo, you can put a block. That is one thing. And then, so we don't need to discuss this indicator. So first is the sales document type, and then sales document category, and then sales document block, and then the number ranges assignment. The number ranges assignment. So in order to make you understand this, I need to create a sales order. Okay. Okay. Create a sales order. So let me find some material. So I'm trying to create a sales order with using the order type YAOR, and the sales organization is 8,500, and 10 is the distribution channel, and then division is 0, 0. Okay. So now I need to enter the customer. He is my sold to party. He is the customer. Okay. And then the ship to party is also same. And the test. Okay. And my material is so 6227. Okay. So now I'm creating a sales order. Okay. Let me save it. I'm saving the sales order. Try to understand. It's very, very, very important. Okay. Let it save it. Okay. So this is actually this system is connected to the GTS, but order is created. This is not relevant for this for us. Okay. So what is the sales order created? 187000946. 187000946 is created. How this number is generated by the system? Why can't this number? Why can't this number with like starting with the 2800, or why can't it started with the 200? Why can't it started with the 300? Why it is only starting with 1870000? Any idea? What is controlling? Why it is only giving exactly the number starting with 18700? Why can't the number starting with the other number interval, the other number range? Because you are assigning the number range interval like internal and external. So this number range interval is available, is configured starting with 18. Like that means whatever the document type you selected here, this document type might be configured with the number assignment which has the interval. We will see now. Okay. So I will go to the other screen. Vivo V8 is direct transaction code. Vivo V8 is the directly transaction code to configure the number, document types. YA RO, right? YA OR. Okay. So if I go here, okay. So what is the number range interval? The number range interval is the 43. Can we go and see what is the number range interval for this number range? Can we go and see? Okay. So to see the number range, go to other screen. So if you go and look at the number ranges, okay, display, what is 43, right? Where is it? Just give me 2 minutes, okay? Okay. Okay, if you can see here, what is the number range interval 43? What is the number range for the number range interval 43? It is starting with 187000000 190000. That means whenever you create a sales order using the document type which has the number range interval assigned with 43, then what is going to happen? What number will be created for the sales order? The number will be between this to this. And current number range, the current number is 187000946 is currently created. And if you create one more sales order, what number will create? 18700000946. So basically, you define the number ranges here. You define the I will explain later. Okay. First of all, understand because in SAP like we cannot go like exactly in a particular way because sometimes while discussing one thing, you come across multiple things which you might not cover late in the past, but we will cover it later. Okay. Very beginning you will be having little some gaps, but going forward once we start discussing you will be clear. Okay, don't worry. So let's try to understand the document type. So basically whatever the number you wanted to assign to your order, whatever the number you wanted to number sequence, whatever the number series you wanted to get for your order, sales order, when you create using the document type this, then you can assign the number range interval here. Okay, and then there are two different kind of number range intervals. One is internal number assignment, the next one is the external number assignment. So what is internal number assignment? Internal number assignment means system will take the responsibility to assign the number to the order. When you create a sales order, system will take the responsibility to assign the number. External number range interval means you have an option to choose to assign the number. You have an option to choose to assign the number whatever you want. So whatever the number you wanted to assign for a product, whatever the number you wanted to assign to a product, okay, whatever the number you wanted to assign to a sales order, okay, that you can assign if you use the external number range. Basically, the internal number assignment means system is having an option. System will take the responsibility to assign the next available number to the sales order. External number assignment means the user in the sense you or your business users are having an option to assign the number whatever they want. So that is this number range interval. Okay, and then you can see the item increment. I will show you this. So again, I am going to the sales order. I'm going to the I'm going to create a sales order, enter the customer. Okay, test. I wanted to, okay, 6227 product, and I wanted to put this. Okay, now try to observe it. So actually I have, okay, I can find the other material. Just give me 1 minute. So you observe it, when I enter the next item, this is first item, right? In this sales order, what is the first item? What is the first material? What is the first? We call items, right? So when you open your sales order, your bill, you see a list of items. Am I correct? We call it as item, right? If you go to the shop, if they give the bill, you see the list of items what you bought from the shop. Hello? Okay?
Yes, yes.
If I put quantity, if I and hit enter, okay. Mm, just give me 1 minute. Let me assign it, Now that MM01 6050. So actually, I'm trying to explain the configuration of the item while demonstrating the system instead of just explaining one by one. With the explanation, I wanted to show you the system response, how it behaves, so that you will not forget and you will easily understand. Okay, that was my intention. And the good thing with that mode of explanation is you will come across many things, though it takes more time. You will get exposed to many things at this moment itself. So I'm doing something, but I will tell you later. Okay, don't worry. What I'm doing, I will tell later. So now, if I go to the sales order, okay, so enter this material. Let me go back and come again. So create VA01, okay, YAOR, first material. Okay, now if I enter the second item, okay, what is the item increment here? What is the item increment? You can see 10 and 20. Did I enter this 20? Did I enter this 20? I only entered the material 1, that's 6050, and I have entered the second material 6227. Did I enter the 10 and 20 item 10? Please. Hello? Hello?
No, you did not, Venkat.
Hello? Please.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I did not enter, right? I did not enter 10 and 20. I only entered the materials. Then how the system assigned the 20? It should have been given the 11, right? After 10, it should have been 11.
Yeah.
You should have given 12. But what is controlling? That is controlled by the sales document type configuration. Okay. If I go here, what is the item increment I am telling here for the sales document type? What is the item increment I am telling? By
10.
10, 10, 10. So like this, the sales document type has many control parameters which you can see while creating the order type. That means the most of the order type process will be controlled by the document type configurations. Okay, we will continue to discuss tomorrow the remaining configurations. Okay, and tomorrow I wanted to schedule one more session tonight, not tonight, tomorrow night. Okay, I will give the schedule in couple of hours. Okay, we'll continue to discuss.
So tomorrow same time?
No,
Tomorrow?
no, but I will confirm you in couple of hours exactly what time it is. Okay.
Okay.
There are
Okay.
some other settings. There are some other settings what you need to understand. We will continue to discuss in the next session. Okay. I already shared the previous recordings. I only need to share the today recording, like this recording. Okay. And I will also share the documents and system access by Monday. Okay. Please take care. See you tomorrow. The time I will specify in a couple of hours. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hmm.